Joseph and Noah from MakerBot.org.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Would you tell our audience what this partnership is about and what this week has been like for you? This 1 week intensive with students, 3D printing and stop motion animation.
So, my name is Joseph Weisgold. I'm also from the MakerBot Foundation. This is Noah Tager, and along with Liz Aram, we've been teaching this course here for now 6 weeks. It's been a great opportunity for us to conduct some experimental lessons that we hope eventually to share using innovative new technologies, 3D scanning, 3D printing, 3D modeling. In this class specifically, we were focused on 3D scanning using technologies like 123D Catch and the Connect to use Reconstruct Me, and making stop motion animations. So talking about narrative, how to make a compelling story, how to communicate effectively visually, and using programs such as iStopMotion and iMovie to do that. So it's really been a joy. I think the students had a great time and feel much more comfortable now approaching these new technologies.
Yeah, I mean, here at the center, we really value teamwork, collaboration, mentorship, hands-on activities. Would you be able to talk about what you've seen here this week in terms of those values?
Yeah, of course. So I'd say the programs were largely autonomous. The students were working very independently, fulfilling their own agendas and creating works that they can truly feel ownership over. We were, of course, very involved in their process, helping them along the way, but it was very important to us that as a team they felt ownership over their projects and they could come away with something that they could show off and with new skills that they could use on their own time.
Mm-hmm. And Noah, would you tell us a little bit about your involvement here?
Sure, so I'm an intern with the MakerBot Foundation, and I've been helping out at Bot Camp for the last 3 weeks, assisting Joseph in the classroom and helping to troubleshoot the MakerBots that we have and helping to teach the kids the various different forms of technology that we've been using in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. So we're excited to show you the films that our students have made this week. So our next film is The Great Escape. It's a car chase. We hope you enjoyed that piece, and here we are welcoming the creators of this film. If you could introduce yourselves.
I'm August.
And I'm George.
August and George, what are your props that you have?
So we had to print cars that would be in our video, but we didn't want to print anything that big because they take a long time and they fail on the printer. So we wanted to print things that were small and that we could paint and that would be good in a video, so they're not like weird shapes and stuff.
Yeah, and what about you?
Well, we went on Thingiverse and we downloaded, so we took cars and we downloaded the file onto a SD card. We put it in the MakerBot and we printed these out, and these took a while, but we finally got to do this. We painted them and they came out nice.
And they had some problems like the wheels we couldn't print, and so we had to design our own wheels so that they would work.
Wow. I mean, I'm curious, Joseph and Noah, from your end, how did you see them troubleshooting throughout this process of learning how to, download and print and create their props for their film?
Well, it was a very new process, I think, for all of the students. And the technology, as we said, is very, very new. It's hard to find a 3D file that you can download even that's readily printable. So programs like NetFab and MeshMixer we were using quite intensively to repair holes. These were programs that the students are now more familiar with. And of course, figuring it out in Makerware to make a printable file is its own issues. But all of this was in the context of a bigger project, which was figuring out what you really need to print and what you really need to make for the movie. We were heavily encouraging that the movie be as impressive as possible, or as successful, true to the plan as possible. And that doesn't mean 3D printing everything. So there was an interesting a design phase early on of how to figure out what exactly should be printed, what can be printed, and what would make the most compelling story.
Because a lot of things that look 3D aren't actually 3D, so there's a lot of things we wanted to make, like other nice cars like Lamborghinis and stuff, but they're not actually going to print.
Right.
So we had to find cars that would actually, so we had to find cars that have been printed and they work so that we could use them too.
Noah, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool how August and George, who both are pretty interested in cars, and I know that they like to, or you, August, paint RC planes in your spare time. So I thought it was really cool how you incorporated that interest, that hobby into your film and into the 3D printing, and how, yeah, you could bring them all together to make something really awesome, in my opinion.
What about the plot for this film? Could you tell us how you brainstormed this car chase on campus?
So we wanted to be kind of cheesy, like, you know, the everyday car chase. So we tried to come up with a plot that's like started kind of normal, but then like ends with something very stupid, like slipping on a banana peel.
Yeah, like a campy kind of feeling to it at the same time.
And what about working together? How did you split up maybe who would design which car or print which car? How did you really figure out who's going to do what?
We each just decided like if one thing needs to be edited and something else needs to be edited, we just decided which one would do what. Or if something needed to be painted and something else needed to be set up, we just decided who would do it, and then once the task was done, we talked about what's next.
And could you just talk about this week? How did you see your movie progress? Just, you know, from the beginning till now when we're debuting it.
Well, from the beginning, we thought that we could make like a super blockbuster film. We kept on having this joke like we'd win the Grammys and stuff. So, what ended up was we wanted to, like, it started from like a serious thing to, we wanted to like keep the serious perspective in it, but to make it funny at the same time. So I think we accomplished that really well. And throughout the week, we learned from past failures in attempting to make cars, and it became really fun. So.
On the first day, we just learned the techniques and the tools that we're using.
Right.
And the second day, we continued that for part of it, and then we started to come up with ideas and talk about how to make a story. And then the last 3 days, we were actually making them using the techniques we had learned.
Right. And then Noah and Joseph, just from your perspective, did you imagine the students would, you know, integrate their hobbies and music and just so many other elements of creativity into their creations? Curious about that.
I think that was definitely what we were hoping for. At first, we just asked students independently to go home and think of what they would want to make a film about. And when we came back together on Tuesday, some ideas just fit together. And it was really nice to see people really getting their projects that they really wanted to do from their outside lives into this environment. And really successful. I think it was very, very successful, especially once we got the audio in there. It's right on. It's great.
Thank you so much for sharing your work.